I just want to point out, I can see through the leaves with the thermal. Here's my hasty fighting position. DTH Rocket here for a quick episode of Civil Defense Engineering. I wanted to talk about a recent FTX we had on digging fighting positions and setting up LPOPs. LPOPs are listening posts, observation posts, and they're basically hide sites where you can observe an area and report back to your chain of command any observations that you make. And this will give them early warning of any people that are entering your AO. Now, we also dig down in case it turns into a fighting position, although that's not the point of an LPOP. The LPOP is just for observation, obviously, not for fighting unless things go terribly wrong. But if you have time, it's good to dig down 18 inches, make yourself a little ranger grave, so that if push comes to shove and bullets start flying, you've got some protection. But the most important part of this is going to be concealment, and concealment is an art. It's kind of a science, but it's mostly an art. And you have to have an eye for blending in using natural vegetation around you, as well as some of your own man-made camouflage, like camo netting. And there's good rule of thumb is 75-25, although I've heard different numbers, 80-20, 80% natural, 20% your man-made synthetic camouflage. Because after a while, the natural camouflage will start to wilt, and you don't want that. In my area, there's a lot of red clay soil, and that creates a lot of color contrast when you dig it up. So to mask that, we gathered up a bunch of pine needles and decomposing leaves and stuff and sprinkled it all around, and that really helped mitigate the color contrast. We also learned how to make range cards, which was a new experience for me, even though I've been doing this militia stuff for several years. And yeah, anyone who's been in the Army knows this and it's old hat for them. But for me, it was fresh and exciting and fun and learning how to take bearings and range measurements and mark things on a range card. The purpose of these is so that you can designate your sectors of fire and deconflict with other positions, and also for safety so that you don't shoot past your sector and risk shooting towards your buddy's position. It also helps if you are switching out so that the next person to take your position knows what you've been observing in that area. That's why you've got to constantly be refreshing your camouflage. I found this FTX's activities have really helped clarify the likely operations we might see as a citizen militia. Because if it comes to actual shooting, we've already lost the game. And these LPOPs will really help prevent the militia from getting into those kinds of situations in the first place, being the eyes and ears and early warning system for the main camp. So try setting one up and practice both observing from it and have a buddy check your camouflage. You can also dovetail this with the salute reports that we talked about in the last video. You could even have a thermal or a drone if you have those equipment. Check your overhead cover, check your heat signature. And by the way, I think I'm going to be doing a part 3 on my thermal series, because at the FTX, Boss Man showed us an effective way to conceal your thermal signature just using a sniper veil. If you double it up so there's at least 2 layers, you can still see through it, but it greatly reduces your thermal signature. So that's all I've got for this one. I just wanted to do a quick review of this month's FTX activities. I've got more content coming. This is Charlie Delta Echo out.